Good morning, buenos dias und guten Morgen. Heute wir sprechen etwas auf Deutsch. Today we'll be speaking a little German. So today I'm looking at a New Testament Bible verse in English, Spanish, and German simply to compare the translation styles. This verse will be 2 Timothy 2:15. 2 Timothy 2:15. This verse is very well known in the English-speaking world, and in my opinion, that is partially due to a slight mistranslation by the King James translators, as they translated the first phrase or the first word of this verse, study. Study, which is an imperative command that's quite easy to follow. An instruction in the Bible that's easy to follow, easier to obey than don't covet your neighbor's ass, or something like that. So in the King James Bible, the original, the way I learned this verse some years ago, we find it rendered as, study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Once again, be diligent to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Now, what initially drew my attention to this verse was how differently that I discovered it rendered in Spanish some 20 years ago. And in Spanish, from the Reina Valera Bible, 1960 revision, we find 2 Timothy 2:15 rendered as, procura con diligencia presentarte a Dios aprobado, como obrero que no tiene de qué avergonzarse, que use bien la palabra de verdad. La palabra de verdad. The word of truth. La palabra de verdad. So, procura con diligencia is quite easy to translate. Procure with diligence. Presentarte, to present yourself. A Dios, to God, aprobado, approved. So I don't know why Spanish and Arabic put approved after God, and all the other languages have approved before the word God, but that's just why I like looking at these translations sometimes. Como obrero que no tiene de qué avergonzarse, as a worker that has nothing to be ashamed of, que use bien la palabra de verdad, that uses well the word of truth. Now in German, from the Luther Bible, a later revision, we find this verse rendered as befleißiger dich. Befleißiger dich. Befleißigen is a verb, so that means cultivate. That's its main meaning. Cultivate. So cultivate yourself. Befleißiger dich, Gott dich zu erzeigen. To present yourself to God als einen rechtschaffenen und unsträflichen Arbeiter. As a right doing, rechtschaffen. The hardest part about switching between German and Spanish is the pronunciation of the letter R, because I always mistake this and I want to say rechtschaffen, like with a Spanish R, but it's rechtschaffen. Rechtschaffenen und unsträflichen, and unashamed. A rightly doing and unashamed worker. Der da recht tile das Wort der Wahrheit. Der das recht. Now here we have recht again. Recht is correct, right, just. Many of those words it can be translated. Tile, tiler. Again, we have divide. Das Wort der Wahrheit. Das Wort der Wahrheit. The word of truth. Das Wort der Wahrheit. Befleißiger dich, Gott dich zu erzeigen, als einen rechtschaffenen und unsträflichen Arbeiter, der da recht tile das Wort der Wahrheit. Well, thank you very much for viewing. I hope you enjoyed comparing the translations of 2 Timothy 2:15 in English, Spanish, and German.